Let's get away, mystery lady. I know the world is going crazy, but I can see you having my baby. Let's get away. Let's get away, mystery lady. I know the world is going crazy, but I can see you having my baby. Let's get away. Let's get away, mystery lady. I know the world is going crazy, but I can see you having my baby. Let's get away. Let's get away, mystery lady. I know the world is going crazy, but I can see you having my baby. Let's get away. Mystery lady, I know the world is going crazy, but I can see you having my baby. Let's get away. Let's get away, mystery lady. I know the world is going crazy, but I can see you having my baby. Let's get away. Let's get away, mystery lady. I know the world is going crazy, but I can see you having my baby. Let's get away. Let's get away, mystery lady. I know the world is going crazy, but I can see you having my baby. Let's get away. Let's get away, mystery lady. I know the world is going crazy, but I can see you having my baby. Let's get away. Let's get away, mystery lady. I know the world is going crazy, but I can see you having my baby. Let's get away. Mystery lady, I know the world is going crazy, but I can see you having my baby. Let's get away. Let's get away. Let's get away, mystery lady. I know the world is going crazy. I can see you having my baby. Let's get away. Let's get away, mystery lady. I know the world is going crazy.
Jamil, I remember in 2006 when you decided to go to Atlanta. I wasn't really excited about you going, but I saw that you were determined to go. Because when you were on your way, the car broke down, and you got out of your car and got into your cousin's car and had your car towed back home and kept going to Atlanta. And then from there, I just saw how you began to bloom. And you had your ups, you had your downs. And even though I was here and you were there, I was still just a phone call away. And we talked every day. It's just been exciting to see how you've grown, how you've changed your way of thinking, how you've enlightened me in your journey, how you've shared so much knowledge, and you've taught me so much. You've taught me how to think for myself. You've taught me how to investigate for myself and seek out the truth. And that's something that I never did before. And I'm really grateful for that. It has taken a lot of courage for you to do the things you've done. You have made me proud. I'm excited for you. I love you. I admire you. You encourage me to pursue the best me that I can possibly be. In all that I do, I share with you. And I'm grateful for that, and I love you.
Mystery lady, I know the world is going crazy. I can see you having my baby. Let's get away. Let's get away, mystery lady. I know the world is going crazy.
Good morning. Here we go. There we go. Oh, shucky ducky quack quack. What's on? Cute quarrels.
What's up?
Ooh.
Hey, good morning.
Ooh. Somebody ready this morning. You ready?
Yeah, a little
What
bit.
you ready for, girl?
So today is a very exciting day. This weekend has been a very exciting weekend. So um I am a visual artist who believes that there should be representation, continuous representation of Black art and Black artists in this city, like not just using us for um, your revitalization projects, but um, there is an organization that is putting on a fine art fair this weekend, and it's dope, and it brings, the greater idea is to bring fine art to the community, so people here in Indianapolis can know, especially our people can know that there are fine artists who look just like them,
Mm-hmm.
and get to mix and mingle in that crowd and really like present it, and not just a you know the standard way that we've been presenting our art, like online and all that. No, it's a an art fair. Like you got to come with it, bring your money, because this ain't no how much can I get for one rig type uh type art show.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. So my mom and I are going, and I had to. This is only the start, so I didn't get to finish all of what I have to do to complete the face work. You know what I'm talking about? So um you know so
You got
I
more.
gotta get
There's
get
more to
my eyes
come,
together.
huh? Oh shoot!
Yeah,
Watch out!
it's just my eyes. Yeah, it's just my eyes. I just gotta finish my eyes. I don't wear lashes or nothing like that, but I do wear liner, and I didn't put on my liner. But
You don't wear the eagle wings.
yes,
You don't do the
I
eagle
don't
wings.
I don't. Yeah.
Oh shoot! Hey, mom. Good morning, mama. Good morning.
Good morning, Mama Harley.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah,
And I
I'm
see you
really
got your
excited about that.
I see you got the vegan exquisite thing me and you talked about. I see you got that working in the mix?
Yes, I do. So it's just an initiative. So it's not an event. With everything going around, sometimes we, like, a lot of us are operating on the what if, or I don't know about that, or.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then not only that, I just wanted to uh make it a norm. When you trying to eat good, like, you're not out all the time. Like, you want to be able to eat at home around your people. So, I want it to be, what does that look like for you? Like, do you look up recipes, get in that garden? I'm finna go out here and pick some of this stuff, and then I want to make this, and then I'm gonna invite my so and so over, and we gonna come and we gonna eat good. And that's what I want that to look like. That is the norm.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like, I don't want to have events all the time, because people are just like, well, then, okay, I've eaten good today, I've eaten healthy today, now what
Right.
do I do now? So, want people to take the initiative to look things up themselves. And just like you post that fancy plate that you done had from or that full plate that you done had from King Ribs, or wherever you done went, like, take some time out, make you a meatless dish, get fancy with it, post it, and tag it. So, and
You
that's
know the
that's
the
all I'm
crazy
trying
thing
to do with it.
about how eating healthy is so obscure. Like that is the reason. That is partially one of the reasons why you're able to always find yourself going in and out of this healthcare system, in and out.
Yeah.
Just drugs on top of drugs on top of drugs, destroying your kidneys, things of that nature. But if you were to just take
Yes.
initiative and be proactive and watch what goes. I mean, when you think of the chemicals that are put into the foods to make you addicted to it, why? What what's the purpose of being addicted to poison? And then to go around and like, I remember one of my guys, my homie, he was like, "Man, I'm a carnivore. Man, I don't eat no meat, no greens, no vegetation." And I was just like, "Wow, okay."
I read a meme today that said, "You too old to not like vegetables."
Or water. Oh, I don't drink water. Water's
Yes.
nasty. What? And then, do what you do. What you eat don't make me. You know what I'm saying? Do what you do, but I mean, you're handing yourself over to institutions
Yeah.
that feed off of your ignorance. It's man. I
And make
was
money. They make money off of it.
yeah.
Hand over fist.
I was watching this interview. It wasn't an interview. It was a hearing where Rand Paul was talking to Fauci. Rand Paul
Mm-hmm.
admitted that there are some diseases that were created. I mean, he said it in his
Absolutely.
speech, and I was just like, hmm? And didn't nobody else in this institution be like, hmm? Now, here's the kicker. We've known this for ages. We've
Yeah.
said this for ages. Nobody listens to us. They don't know what they're talking about. They spend too much time shaking their booties and killing each other on internet, and they don't know what they're talking about. Lo and behold, and so that's partially matter of fact, that's what my portion of the show is today. It's about where are you getting your information from?
Mm.
Where are you getting it from, and who does it benefit? Does it benefit you, or does it benefit the one misinforming or giving you the information? Because as of lately, there's so much information that's swirling, and then people, the first thing they want to do to debunk it is that's fake news. Why? You heard this person's standpoint. You've seen the list of data that they provided. Where's your data? Are you in science? If a scientist says water is made out of H2Z, and then another scientist come and say, actually, water is made from H2O, Okay, now you got to put these things together and see which one is actually which instead of, oh,
Mm-hmm.
that's not right. That's fake news. It's like this whole society is childish. And there's a reason why they're childish and intellectually immature, because the puppet masters are having their way with you.
Mm-hmm.
One thing, on a regular basis, and I try not to have too many outside conversations, especially with people I don't know, because they can mess up your vibe with their egos.
Mm-hmm.
It's telling how when someone starts to speak in the first attribute that they throw at somebody is the word ignorance. It's like that's the easiest thing to throw. And sometimes I'm in the back watching people talk and they back and forth calling each other ignorant. I'm like, well, really, both of y'all are ignorant on the topic. If you really want to know, you're both throwing misinformation that was handed to you by an institution that needed you not to know what you're talking about. So, for instance, I did a little bit of research on this, which it's over time. The stories have been told by the people that were there, and it's like stories that been handed down traditionally. And I got to thinking about the blankets of smallpox.
Mm.
So I took a little deep dive and went down this rabbit hole. And what I find interesting is as soon as you start looking up that stuff, there's so many pages where people are like, that didn't really happen. I mean,
Yeah.
they died of smallpox, but there's no proof that that actually happened, even though there's a general that said he was going to do that we don't know that he actually did that. And this is what people's, well, that's already been debunked because of this. And it's like, you're not really using your common sense. He who controls the pen of history controls the world. But it doesn't take a private investigator or a rocket scientist to know they didn't have smallpox at a certain period of time until certain people came over here and wanted to take their land. And if a general said that, hey, I'm going to give them blankets with smallpox, guess what happened? This ain't a basketball game. Like, generals just don't be like, you know what, I should do this. Nah, I ain't gonna do that. Somebody pour me up some porridge. I'm about to drink this beer. No. So, speaking of that right there, Carl, the author's name is Carl Wallerman's book called Atlas of the North American Indian, writes in reference to a siege of Fort Pitt. Captain Simon Equire, I think that's his name. I'm probably saying his name wrong. Had bought some time by sending smallpox infected blankets and handkerchiefs to the Indians surrounding the fort. This is an early example of biological warfare, which started an epidemic among them. Your schools didn't teach you that.
No.
No level. You had to go to a collegiate level and get a very specific course, and the teacher had to be really passionate about telling you. Otherwise, they told you what the institution wanted to tell you. As a stand-up comic, I found it very challenging when I was looking to get into the circuit, the stand-up comedian circuit of the college scene, because I thought, based off of seeing Richard Pryor and George Carlin, things of that nature, that once you get past a certain level of intelligence, that information is provided for you to critically analyze and break it down and move on it for yourself. But that's not the case in educational institutions. They want you to think this and nothing outside of that. And anytime someone challenges that is not within the constructs of this thought process, we can't risk you providing some information that we're selectively hiding from this student body. And that made me think, I'm like, well, that's like that all throughout your education system, all across your educational career. Unless, again, if you have one of those professors that are really passionate about teaching you something that's valid, that might go against the status quo. And then I was thinking, wow, there's a lot of people that talk crap about information that they never known. And then when you ask them, did they know about it? Here's anybody listening. I'm a listener. Here's a telltale method on when having a conversation. You can tell if somebody don't know what they're talking about. I do this all the time. And if I've done it to you, you've displayed the fact that you don't know what you're talking about. When you ask somebody about a specific name, place, a noun, a person, place, or thing, and this is what happens so people don't feel left out and they don't feel stupid. They be like, yeah, I heard of that person. I heard of that place or that thing. I ask them about people, places, and things that not only if you know about them, you know something catastrophic that came with it. So, for instance, in 2035, if somebody asks somebody, hey, have you ever heard of the storm Ida that hit Louisiana and New York? Yeah, I heard something about it. Oh, okay. What'd you hear about it? Man, it just happened. You're lying. You've never heard about it. You don't know what you're talking about. Shut up and listen. It always comes a time when somebody's always like, oh, you're a conspiracy theory. So this is what I do, especially as it pertains to African history in this country. This is like a layup. This person called me that, and I said, do you know who Nat Turner is? Oh, yeah. I heard about him. Yeah. Typically, people just push past and keep talking. I don't.
Yeah.
Oh, really? What'd you hear about him? I'm going to challenge this so you can see that you don't know. And it's okay not to know, but it's important to know when somebody has the information. Take it. Listen. Research it on your own. And so I said, oh, yeah, what did he do? And you could have heard the do 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 do.
The Jeopardy thing.
Yeah, it was like a hard pause, and he was like, I mean, I heard something about him. I said, you didn't hear anything about him, because if you heard anything about him, you would know what he's known for. He only has 2 weeks worth of history that's ever spoke about. There's no, well, he used to raise chickens. He planted trees. No. He was a revolutionary in some very harsh times that your educational institution, your churches, nor your home will teach you about. So then he got quiet. I mean, did your education system ever teach you about the medical apartheid by Harry Washington? Did your high schools teach you about that? Did your churches? Did your homes? Did your colleges?
No.
Nobody.
Nobody.
We all know what happened with the Tuskegee experiment. I mean, last week we talked about what happened with Lake Lanier. All these things keep unfolding. I mean, it's coming out now, which I thought it was the University of Southern California, but it came out that crack was developed on the campus of UCLA. Because I got to thinking, I was watching Snowfall, and I'm like, so there was one black guy in Oakland, California, who knew how to make crack. Last I checked, we didn't have that good of a biology program or a chemistry program growing up in high school. And I know he didn't go to college. So you mean to tell me this brother just was like, you know what? I need to make this cocaine stretch. Let's try some palm olive. Better yet, bring me some baking soda. Get it out the back of the refrigerator. We're going to try to cook this up. No. There are scientists that know how to do this stuff, and and I'm gonna tell you, there's some great documentaries about that. I mean, one documentary that's really good to watch is "Cracking the System" by the real Freeway Rick Ross. The reason why he's free right now. Who's bringing this stuff over?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I was in the airport in Indianapolis once, and this woman had this jumbo size of Jif peanut butter. Like, she was just killing it. And she was going to bring it on board. This was before all the
Out
stuff
before
that's
the
happening
all
now.
the TSA, the
Yeah,
heavy restrictions. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it was after 9/11 and whatever, but I mean, she was killing Jif peanut butter. The jar was like this big. It was like a keg. It was a baby keg of peanut butter.
How
I
do
don't
you
even know how
do
she was able to open her mouth.
that? Right. Just
TSA
continue to
almost,
swallow.
listen, TSA almost tased her, put her in a headlock. It's like you're not bringing that on the plane. And she was actually fighting them.
Ma'am.
She was actually going back and forth.
Over peanut butter?
I'm like,
Like
listen,
you,
lady,
at
if
some
you don't put
point,
that peanut butter in that trash can over there, they gonna get you. So if you
it's
can't
not
bring,
even that. It's not that deep.
oh, for her it was. For her it was. For some reason, she needed to get her sustenance out of that. I don't know.
Okay.
But you can't go from Indiana to Atlanta with Jif peanut butter. How in the hell is illegal substances coming into the country? Is there some type of is there some type of beam me up Scotty transportation machine that we don't know about?
Like, seriously.
There's also a movie that was set to come out. It was set to come out in the theaters. Of course, that didn't happen. And it's a movie called Kill the Messenger.
Mm.
It's called Kill the Messenger. There's so much data and information that's free for you, but most people won't do it because they want to maintain this illusion within the matrix. And what happens is within the matrix, the puppet masters, the people at the top, they make the middlemen and the middlewomen look like the most dangerous people on the planet. Last I checked, there was no shop class on how to make guns. There's no class on how to do all this illegal activity, all this stuff, but somehow it makes it into disenfranchised areas where the people, their environment is so destroyed that they know I need to survive. And this is a way to do it. And then you have the media, all aspects of it. You look at we're going to talk about this every time I get a chance. You look at the damn music. The people that own these record labels wouldn't let their people talk like this, but they incentivize our people to permeate that message throughout the community. But it's only entertainment. Enter to go inside, taint to control, and mint means mine. This is just something that's been on my mind, and it was triggered throughout the week with the various conversations of adults that have children who don't know what they're talking about, and they're indoctrinating their children into this matrix to replicate their ignorance. We all know what happened to Fred Hampton.
Yeah.
They made movies off of it. It was various intelligence agencies, the local police department. They did that to Fred Hampton. What crime did he commit? He wanted equality for his people. He wanted his people to be self-sufficient. He wanted his people to be free. And that was the crime. Yet nobody was held responsible for what happened to Fred Hampton. They make movies about it, documentaries about it. You see the people who were involved in it. Nothing happens to them. Ever.
Ain't that wild?
And we just watched the movie like, oh, let's go get some of that Popeye's chicken. What? And then another important player in history, Margaret Sanger and the eugenics movement.
Baby,
Black folks
listen,
don't. Hold on. Black folks, don't forget to look up the Negro Project while you at it. Go ahead,
yeah.
Kiana.
And I was just gonna say, I've been on that for a minute. Like the whole eugenics movement and what it stood for and who Margaret Sanger was. And baby, listen, her and Susan B. Anthony, and how they champion these women. The feminist movement. Okay, go ahead.
Hillary
Go
Clinton
ahead.
championed her.
'Cause
Barack Obama championed her. But not once was the Negro Project ever spoke about. And most of you don't know what eugenics means. But are quick to tell somebody I got multiple degrees, and the people that don't agree with the emotions that I'm saying, because I don't have no real data. I'm just degreed up, and I know what I'm talking about because of these degrees, even though I've never heard of nothing you're talking about. And the people that know something are ignorant. Man, I just sit back and back in the day, I used to be the one that's always wanting to argue and want to no. I mean, I used to write Facebook posts at probably right here. If you put it online, it looked like a 2-story building. Knowing the people wasn't gonna read it.
Boy, I was that one that people was tagging. Like, I don't even know, where did that even come from? So y'all see these fights that's going on, and y'all tag me in these fights.
Come on, get in here.
So
We know you know what you're talking about. Jump in. And you
all
actually feel it's your duty to jump in and be like, all right, let me roll up my sleeves.
Let me.
Well, in 1716.
Was are you? Listen.
Oh, man, what are we talking about here, people? And then let's go back to the genesis of our issues. Has anyone or any institution that you've gone to from first grade to your graduation of college, bachelor's, master's, maybe some PhDs, has anybody told you how y'all became Christian? Have they shown you? Your churches still ain't. They sure ain't gonna do it.
Shit, the educators ain't either. Like, well, like why would they hand over their power? Like, and at this point, even if they were to tell them, would you even care? Like, would it
No,
even be an issue?
they wouldn't care because people like you and I have been telling them this forever. And the phrase that they hang on to, it's like a swing of joy. Conspiracy theorist. Ooh, this is a fun swing. Meanwhile, you swinging in fire that you could have saved yourself from. And the only reason why I reason why I say this is because people make some of the most basic, simplistic narratives trivial just because they've never heard of it. And it
People
appears
fear and question the unknown.
Yeah.
I don't like question it. Like, I at this point question everything. But when you question it, like, then
have a desire to know.
Yes, it's a critical thinking process.
That's it. You compare the right and the left, and you bring them all in the middle, and you do this, and whatever don't stick, it didn't make sense. What's stuck? Dr. John Henry Clark, look him up. Master teacher. It's like we have an outright desire to remain ignorant. But nonetheless, when people talk to you, when people give information, Tupac said the game is to be sold, not told. That's because people don't respect stuff that's free. Let Nike start giving out free Jordans right now and see what happens. You don't have to worry about another child killing another child over no 1s or no 4s or no 11s. Hell, look at Shaq sells his shoe in Walmart. People will make fun of you for wearing Shaq shoes because Shaq shoes cost about like $10, $20.
Yep.
mankind, we've been
Phew.
socially engineered, boy, boy. So, where you get your information from? What benefit? What does it benefit the institution or people that's giving you the information? That's one thing. Because I've had people say, well, how do you know what's true when you, because everybody's saying this? Well, first of all, it's common sense when you critically analyze certain things. Okay, that sounds right, because when you put this here and you look at what happened based off of what this has been illustrated to be, it makes sense. But when you say stuff like, oh, no, they didn't give the natives smallpox blankets and handkerchiefs. They didn't do that. I mean, they could have, but there's no proof. Hello? They probably still would have been here had they not got the smallpox blankets and handkerchiefs, buddy. Oh, I can understand if you like 12, 15, even 23. But once you hit that mid-30s and you got children on up to 40s, if those babies are as important to you as you say they are, you're supposed to protect them. I've never seen a cow hand over their calf, just like, here, you want some lamb or veal or whatever the baby cow meat is. Hey, I just popped one out. Go on, serve you up a sandwich. You want some milk? I got some of that for you too. Like, I saw a zebra fight a lion for their zebra baby. You know you're going to lose, but you're still going to fight for that baby.
Yeah.
And at this particular story I'm talking about, the zebra didn't lose. Even though the lion was as ferocious and was as thirsty for blood, the willpower and the selflessness and the outright passionate love that zebra had for their offspring, they was like, either you gonna take me or I'm gonna bust you in the face and get away. That brings up another thing. When you think of freedom is something that we don't really know. We've never tasted it. We've never touched it. We've never seen it. Now, if you've studied, you've read it, you've seen it in your mind. You've seen what it sounds like when Shaka Zulu told that colonizer came to Shaka Zulu and said, if you don't accept Jesus Christ, you're going to burn in hell. And Shaka Zulu said, where I'm from, he said you're going to burn you're going to burn in eternal fire. That's what he said. You're going to burn in eternal fire. And Shaka Zulu said, with his free self, where I'm from, we eat fire. He knew what freedom was, and he was willing to get to it stay in it at all costs. And so I bring that part up because we're so easy to sell out. We're so easy to sell each other out. I was listening to these rappers talk about, no disrespect. I'm for any person that's able to feed their family. So you're telling me that you applaud any person that can feed their family but poison everybody else's family? Where'd they do that at? If you're being incentivized and paid to poison my people, y'all can't get a Snicker bar from me. Let us be in the desert. And I'm like, oh, you want some ramen? Nah, go on twerk over there. Go on and rap about killing them lizards over there. That's what you do. Don't get none of this water. No, you was comfortable in your high-end fashion and all your cars and stuff when y'all was killing everybody and pushing a detrimental word to the people. You weren't speaking freedom to them. I don't know. That's. I mean, and then you think about throughout my whole life, there's always been something catastrophic happening when there didn't have to be anything catastrophic happening. You look at the weapons of mass destruction that were never there. But Lil' Kim went to jail for lying.
Boy.
Here this man done told this whole lie and done allow how many people died from that? And there was nothing there? And nothing happened? Read between the lines, people. Or read, period. Read the lines. That's what you do.
On second thought,
Yeah.
just read the
Yeah,
line.
let's start there. And I was talking to my homeboy the other day, and I was like, society is so crazy, the way life is, because when you watch Scooby Doo, and right before the villain is about to do whatever they're about to do to Scooby Doo and the other kids, he tells them his whole plan. And then somehow Scooby Doo and Shaggy get free, and they be like, "Bam, we got you!" And he be like, "I would have got away with it if it wasn't for you meddling kids."
For you meddling kids, yeah.
This is crazy because they put the information in books. They tell on themselves, but it's not that the institutions are telling on themselves. They're leaving manuscripts for the next coming wave. They're putting that. Because they're putting that in books so the next wave of rulers can follow the script, but they hide it from the common man and woman, and they put all these Roman games in front of you, so you're just looking at the glitter. You're looking at shiny stuff. Meanwhile, real stuff is happening in the background that doesn't benefit you one bit. But that's it on my part. I know that probably was a little heavy this morning, but I mean it's been heavy on me. It's really been heavy on me because there's so many people that not only don't know some of the most basic things about history, because if you know how this thing was deployed, if you see how things have happened over time and nothing has happened to correct these things, why wouldn't it happen today? It's going to happen. History repeats itself because people don't know their history. And now
us as a people, we have to really be collective in our thought process, because and how we interact with each other more than ever, because now they're really starting to crack down on like for those who do have their children in the school system. So now it's like you're really going to have to learn more who you are so you can pass on that knowledge to your children, because if not, you gonna be lost, and your children gonna y'all just gonna all y'all just gonna be lost.
They're gonna think
And
that
that's
they
not like
immigrated.
because of yeah. So and it's just, you know, we have to really dig and share that information, and read books, keep reading books. Like, like, just, you don't have to, it's not like you got to finish a book in a day. You know what I mean? Like, it's so much out there. Like, if you can Google search some stuff, believe me, the site or the resource and where they got it from is there, and you can get that resource yourself.
Yeah.
Like,
Especially if you have
we have to
children.
be very, yeah, we have to be very intentional on how we move now. I mean, we had to do it before, but more so now than ever.
And
Well, they try.
if you're not willing to do it, if you saying no, I'm not gonna do, then just buckle up and get ready to walk off this planet. Clock out. What they say at work when you being insubordinate, clock out. Clock out. Because that's the only thing stopping you from clocking out, is you actually learning the tricks and the traps of this matrix.
Absolutely.
But that's all I gotta say about that. You ready for your fun fact?
Yes.
right, let's get this show.
That is a fun fact.
Want to hear a fun fact?
It's like a
Fun fact.
Another fun fact.
Here's a fun fact.
or
Not so.
fun fact.
Or here's another not so fun fact.
Not so much fun anymore, is it?
All right, so today I'm going to talk about Lusia Harris. So this was something that was sent to me by Jamil. I didn't know anything about it, so it was fun to dive into. So Lusia Harris Stewart is a former American basketball player. She's Black. Okay. Harris is considered to be one of the pioneers of women's basketball. She played for Delta State University and won 3 consecutive Association for Intercollegiate Athletics for Women national championships. That was a lot to say. The predecessors to the National Collegiate Athletic Association championships from 1975 to 1977. In international level, she represented the United States national team and won the silver medal in the 1976 Olympic Games, the first women's basketball tournament in the Olympic Games. She played professional basketball with the Houston Angels of the Women's Professional Basketball League and was the first and only woman ever officially drafted by the National Basketball Association, the NBA, a men's professional basketball league. For her achievements, Harris has been inducted to the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame and Women's Basketball Hall of Fame. So she was born in Mississippi, and she won the Most Valuable Player award 3 consecutive years, served as a team captain, and made the state all-star team. She scored a school record 46 points in one game and led her team to the state tournament in Jackson, Mississippi. And she had planned to attend Alcorn State University, but instead she attended Delta State. And so for the the teams, listen, this woman was 6'3". She weighed 185, and the team in which she played for the men's team, she played for the New Orleans Jazz, and she played center. And then from 1979 to 1980, she played for the Houston's Angels. So, and she was this was the 7th round of the 1977 NBA draft, and she was the 137th pick overall. And she was selected. So here's the thing. So there has actually been 2 Black women who were selected for and to play on an NBA team. There was a woman named Denise Long as well, who was selected by the San Francisco Warriors in the 1969 draft, but the league voided the Warriors selection. Thus, Harris became the first and only woman officially ever drafted to the NBA. So that is my fun fact, and I think that's dope. I've never heard of that before.
So I love my
So
documentaries.
it was a first.
I love my documentaries.
Yeah.
And there's a documentary on Netflix called The Queen of Basketball. And that's where I was introduced to Lusia Harris. Yeah, and she never physically played.
Yeah, right. I see that.
Yeah,
I see that.
she didn't think she didn't have the confidence, so she just
Yeah, it said
She
she
just
didn't
didn't
have
do it.
the like what I read. It said she didn't have the desire to really play like that.
She had the
So,
desire, she just wasn't confident. She didn't think that she could play against men.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
It says Harris did not express an interest to play in the NBA and declined to try out ahead of 33, but like she was selected ahead of 33 males.
And she would have done, if you see how basketball was played back then, it reminds you of like a old time video game until you saw until you saw the likes of Oscar Robinson or Kareem
Yeah,
Abdul, some of those innovators of the sport. She would have been decent in the NBA. She would have been.
yeah.
She would have been really good. But that
And,
was
and
that was
think about what would have happened if she played, like what the trajectory of basketball would have been. Like I don't think there would have been any separation, or they would have combined the WBL at the time, and it would have been, I think it would have been a much bigger thing.
that goes to the fact of what fear does. Fear does take a potential, as you said, what the trajectory would be. Like it would have been enormous. And of course, each other person that followed her would have had to fight just as hard with just as much tenacity to overcome all of these adverse obstacles that come your way just because you're a woman and you're black.
Yeah, yeah,
But fear stops that. Fear puts a cap on the potential of what could have been. I mean, just think, and if this Matrix didn't kill a lot of stand-up men and women that were at the forefront of a group of people that didn't know their way and be like, hey, go this way. Just imagine how that would look. Like one's happiness should not kill other people. That's not happiness. So
yeah.
if this institution allowed the people, our people, to be free, I could see a utopian society. But because there's this thirst and this hunger for death and destruction, that's what we see. So just imagine if Lucia would have went to the pros. Well, that probably would have sparked an interest in the people to create their own leagues, so there'll be competition.
Yeah.
And right
Yeah, I
now,
thought about that too. And I was like, could you imagine like what those games would look like? What dunking contests would look like? With men and women?
man,
Ugh,
you'll
that would have
see
been
Lisa Leslie's fine self up there double pumping like Dominique Wilkins and just throwing it down nasty. Like, you go ahead, Lisa, with your fine self.
and by the way, the San Francisco Warriors are now Golden State Warriors,
Mm-hmm.
just to clarify. So they almost had a woman on their team.
So for the listeners, whenever you're in a situation and you're afraid of it, but you know it's the right thing to do, stand tall on that thing, shout it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And whatever happens after that, you did your job. You did what you were supposed to do for the next generation. Even if it
Yeah.
don't
And
end
don't
well for you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and it like, even if you fail, like there's no such thing as failure. The only failure is that
It's
of not
quitting.
trying.
Yeah. Yep. And what we've been conditioned to be afraid of dying, first of all. But what most of society understands is that reincarnation is in real time. That goes back to what I was saying last week about we've been wrongfully explained certain words. Reincarnation is in real time. You don't die and then come back. If you have children, those children are you. It's another version of you.
Hmm.
If you have nieces and nephews, that's another version of you. You have that's another version of you. Why do you think the 1% makes it they make it their duty to make sure that they ensure that the next 5 generations are wealthy? They know that that's me. I'm coming back. I'm here already. We got to get over this fear, man. And it's easier said than done. We've been conditioned and trained to be fearful of everything. Especially you walk inside that church house. Them people are afraid of their own shadow. You say the word voodoo and watch people start passing out. Man, when I used to be up in that I was afraid of all them scary movies until I wasn't no more. I was like, oh, that's the boogie. No, stop it. Stop it. Or buckle up. Either way, you're going to have to buckle up. Because for some odd reason, this matrix don't want you to be free. Anyway, that's been our show. Oh, what's up? Lydia chimes in. FitX. What's out, Lydia?
Hey, Lydia.
I want to thank everybody for chiming in today. My mama, Cha-Cha, Red, Lydia, and all the watchers. We really had a decent show today. We had a nice show. Got to talk. Matter of fact, you know what? Let me ask the audience, especially if you've been watching the show the whole time today. Have y'all ever heard of anything that we spoke about today? Has anybody in any level of your educational path taught you any of this? And then, because if it's in school, then it's more elaborate, it's more in depth. We don't have time to cover all this stuff. And that's another thing. When you talk about these things, the people that try to challenge you, they ask where you get this from, and they want you to give them a summary of all the years you spent studying and researching these things. But listeners, people that's chiming in, have y'all heard of any of this? I know Cha-Cha has. We talk about it all the time. I know Red has. Red always reading, throwing books up. But more than likely, a lot of people have never heard of this stuff. And I always ask the people, why haven't you heard it? Cha-Cha says, absolutely not. This is new information. Word. Shout out to us and for being a school right now. No, I'm just playing. I mean, it feels good to give information that people actually comprehend, and then it perks their interest up. Gayla says, good morning, G Love. She says, nope, never heard it. Never heard it.
Hey.
The sister that Playboy, yep. It's on Netflix. Watch that thing. Yeah, watch it. Let's see, Jazzy Fades. Most accept the fun fact, but had to learn it on my own. All right. Who's Jazzy Fades? Lydia said, I learn something new every time I'm on. Well, shut your mouth.
Yes. I love it. Yes. I love to hear that.
Yeah, Red said, yes, but I had to learn all of it on my own. You're right. Via daily independent study. Nat Turner, Medical Apartheid, Margaret Sanger, Gary Webb, etc. That's what I'm talking about. So now, Red says something very important. I had to learn all of it on my own. Daily via independent study.
Yeah.
Why must somebody take it upon themselves when there are institutions that have an abundance of resources? And I know the answer, but I want the audience member to let that sink in and make sense. Why is it that in order to learn this information, you have to go on an individual journey to learn about it?
Yeah.
But you spent 12 years at least in school systems where they taught you George Washington had teeth of wood, only to find out, no, he had slaves' teeth in his mouth. First of all, that's disgusting.
Totally.
To put somebody else's teeth in your mouth. But then to lie about it.
Not to oppress people and then abuse them and use what you can from them. Like, it's disturbing and disgusting.
Yeah, Lydia said this is true. Independent study changed my life. And here's the thing. You have all these institutions that tell us to get over it, forget about it. Why must we forget about something that's still happening today? How about you stop doing it? How about that? But that's not going to stop you just because I told you to stop. We have to stop the institution from doing that. Because if you're dumb, deaf, and blind, you will always be controlled. So there is a benefit for us being miseducated, so we can more easily be controlled. My mom says, only through our conversations. That's right, baby. That's right. And I know there's probably going to be a troll on YouTube. You need to forget about this and do this and this and this and this and this. So, hello, before you even do it, hi. That's the only response you're going to get. Hi. Dr. John Henry Clark says, I only debate with my equals. Everyone else I teach.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not a master scholar. I've just studied under those that I spoke about. Information is free. Nobody owns it. Go out there and find it. Cha-Cha says, is freedom a fantasy? What y'all think? I feel like at this point, because, and not just because of the used car salesman selling jalopy cars. That's what this matrix is going to do. It's going to keep selling you jalopy cars. It's only a fantasy because we keep buying the cars.
Yes.
It could actually be a reality. I mean, it wouldn't be easy, but hell, what they say, anything worth doing isn't easy. Some people would say they're free because they get to go in debt and buy them fancy cars and homes that the homes you'll never own. Miss a tax payment, see what happened. I'm glad we've been able to share some things. Tell me, audience members that are reading right now, what book are you reading right now? Like, I typically go in between multiple books. So I'll read this, and then when I feel an overload on this, I'll jump to something else, and then I'll come back. What books are y'all reading? Lydia says, we as a community must also encourage our people to study independently of our oppressors. We must provide a safe space to learn the truth of our history, ourselves, in hopes of liberating us from those who hide the truth. That's right.
A safe space
Yeah.
off of social media.
Yeah, social media is not the place.
It's not. And so many people share that, like, we have to get back to being connected to one another.
Yeah.
Like, offline.
Yeah. Each one teach one. Cha-Cha says Powernomics by Dr. Anderson. It's a dope book.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
Powernomics by Dr. Anderson right now is like the absolute umbrella of our liberation.
Yes.
Why do I say
He
that?
was trying to get that in schools. I wonder
Of
if
course
that's working.
of
Like,
course not. You're gonna
yeah,
teach the
that
group.
was silly.
You're gonna teach the group that spends $1.2 trillion annually. You're gonna teach them
How to do it right.
how to do it right. You're gonna teach them that, hey, you're giving your money to the same people that ripped your tongue out for reading, for the same institutions that put your that fed your babies to alligator farms. We have to do it.
Yeah.
My mom says medical apartheid. That's another good book. It's another good book. See, Lydia says medical apartheid, the dark history of medical experimentation on Black Americans from colonial times to the present by hair. That's another medical apartheid.
I need that. If I'm just putting that out there, Lydia. Yeah, send that thing, the
Send the
title of
link.
that, so I could get it. Yes.
Red says the Black Panthers Speak, edited by Philip Forner, and Race for Profit by Kinga Yamahata Taylor. I probably just messed that up, but that's okay. I tried. I gave it a good college effort. I'm gonna have to look into these books too. Right on, Red.
Yes.
Lydia says, I got you. Uh-oh.
Yes. Thank you.
Uh-oh. Mama Bullock says, me too. What's up, baby?
Hey, Mom.
Shout out.
Yes. Oh, there you go.
Oh, boy, Cha-Cha, you off the chain. I'm glad that we have I'll say this and we're about to wrap it up. When I was maybe halfway through my stint of my comedic career, I was talking to a friend and she asked me what my overall goal was in being an entertainer, and I told her so I can reach the masses and give them the information, because people only listen to people that they think are famous or hold certain.
Yeah.
I said I want to reach the millions with a message of freedom and liberation and things of that nature. So I'm going about it, going through the back door, kind of shucking and jiving to do this. Not really realizing what I knew that that's what I wanted, but I didn't quite comprehend what I was saying. And at the time she told me, she says, but Jamil, you have people that listen to you. It may not be on this massive scale, but people are listening to you. So just keep doing what you're doing. So then fast forward, it was probably 2014 or 15. I read this book called Contagious: Why Things Catch On. It was a book that, and one of Sway in the Morning, he did an interview with Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey Hussle recommended that book. So I read the book, and in that book, it teaches you not to necessarily look for everybody. Don't look to appease everybody, because you can't appeal to everybody. But look to those that are like-minded, that feel the same way, that think the same way, that comprehend the same. Lean to them and let that be your tribe, because now you can actually get some things accomplished instead of talking to somebody about this and they like, no, you a conspiracy did. Okay, well, you stay over there.
Yeah.
You stay over there with everything and do what you doing.
It's alignment.
Yeah. Let me align with like-minded people, with people that I'm compatible with. And I'm compatible with. I've learned throughout these last few years that I'm compatible with people from all walks of life, all places of the country. And that's fine. That's who I want to link with. I don't want to link with everybody, because hell, you got people that put Salt and pepper on grits. Okay, I'm sorry. I had to throw that in
That was so childish.
Lydia said, also reading "Killing the Black Body" by Dorothy Roberts. I've never heard of that. I'm gonna have to look into that.
Killing the Black Body by Dorothy Roberts.
Let me look that up.
Okay. Oh, Lydia got some fire.
Yes, she do. Hey, real quick too. Look, she's not salt pepper on the grits. Hey, what was I about to say? How many people listening had that Popeye's chicken sandwich? I want to ask a question.
Oh, are you serious?
I was watching The Undercover Brother. Have you seen that?
No.
It's with his face is in my brain. Eddie Griffin, The Undercover Brother. And in this film,
This is an old movie. This is an old movie, ain't it?
It's probably late 90s, early 2000s.
Okay, I have seen it like a long time ago.
Well, and here's the thing: movies always tell the truth. It just seems so far fetched when they introduce it. It's sort of like dumbing down the mind, like so you're not so shocked about it
when it really happens.
When it really happens.
Yeah.
In this movie, they had fried chicken that was a form of mind control that they were passing out to the black community. And
like them Popeyes nuggets.
Billy D. Williams was the chef, so they had a black face telling black people to eat this fried chicken, and it was mind control. And so as soon as I watched that part, I thought about how people were fighting, jumping through the drive-thrus, running over people, like all that hell that broke out with that Popeye's chicken.
Wow.
And I'm like, I want to know, do y'all feel like y'all under some type of brain control spell right now? I mean, I'm laughing, but I'm really serious.
I know you are.
Like, to the people that ate that chicken sandwich, I didn't do it. Like that, no. Has anybody told you that you've been outside of your character since? Like, do you do things and don't remember that you've done them? I mean, there's something, there was some, I saw this person fighting a worker through the drive-thru. This also happened in the Boondocks with the was that the Luther sandwich?
Yes, the
no,
Luther.
it was with fried chicken. Them people.
It was with. Oh, so the Luther is what was making them go to sleep.
Yeah, Luther was causing an epidemic to that capacity, but they have fried chicken where they're like, "You out of fried chicken," and just mayhem just broke out.
Listen, the Boondocks is my source of information.
Okay, so Gayla says she's had it. Gayla, have you ever felt like you've been controlled mentally? Has there anything? Have you punched somebody within the last year of eating that Popeye's chicken sandwich, and you don't know why? There was something in that chicken.
You ask her if she don't punch somebody.
Have you run anybody over since then? Yeah, she said, wasn't there something similar on the Boondocks? Yes, it was. Yep, it's the Red said the Luther, that was the itis episode.
Yeah. Putting people to sleep.
Oh shoot, I forgot my homie. How Europe Underdeveloped Africa by Walter Rodney.
I've seen that. Now I've seen that book. I think they had that on Audible. I might take a listen.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a look. Right on, Lindsay. Appreciate it. That's my homie, my photographer out of Dallas, who's gonna get me pretty here in a little bit.
Oh my God.
When I go to get that photo shoot, I gotta give me a couple brims.
Listen, where is Dre when you need him?
Listen,
You're gonna make yourself
listen.
I was just saying.
You ain't got no help to jump me today.
I don't. Shoot, I might get jumped in the world we live in now. You have every right to call yourself pretty, sir.
Oh, so you gonna have help. She gonna, yeah, Andrea is needed right now. Y'all are petty. That's okay. That's okay. When this beard is flowing in the wind from my photo shoot.
It's flowing in the wind.
Like,
Oh God.
you remember when
have a
Simba,
Beyonce fan? Is that what you gonna have?
No, you remember when Simba was on top of the rock, Pride Mountain, and his mane was flowing? I'm gonna do a slow
That's
motion
how your
take.
beard gonna look.
Slow motion, just like that, and the beard gonna be like.
Stop.
Chacha says, he says, hell yeah, I'm under mind control. I clock in for another month.
Listen.
But you didn't eat the chicken sandwich though, Cha-Cha. So you under a different type of mind control. I'm talking about that baked batter butter mind control.
The baked batter butter.
No. You did get it. He said it was the chicken. Definitely the chicken that messed me. Oh man, I mean you're gonna have to go through metal detectors next time you come over, Cha-Cha. You didn't tell me you ate that chicken sandwich.
Not a metal detector. Okay.
There you go, Red. There you go. A remix from what's Will Smith daughter name? Willow Smith.
Willow.
I whip my beard back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You need to stop hating right now, Kiana.
I didn't say nothing.
Maybe one day when you get older, you might experience what a beard feel like on your face.
No, thank you.
Hey, when I was growing up going to church, there was missionaries and mothers that had gold tees. And I'm like, y'all gonna line that up? It's just gonna be wild like that, y'all.
Stop.
Ate that chicken sandwich. It was the chicken from JJ's. Chicken and wings from JJ's, yeah. Oh, man. So you safe, as long as it wasn't from Popeyes. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. I hit the wrong X. That's how I be messing up. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. We had enjoyed the show. Shout outs to everybody that joined in, all the book titles. I hope that people go out and get those books so they can, at least if you haven't started, start this journey of knowing. Knowing is greater than believing and feeling and hoping. Know something. When you stand on the ground, you don't hope that you're standing on the ground. You don't feel that you're standing on the ground. You don't believe you're standing on the ground. You know you're standing on the ground, so that nobody can misdirect you and trick you into thinking that you're standing on a cloud. Because, ma'am and sir, you're standing on the ground. With that being said, that has been the Jamel Harley Morning Show. Thank y'all for coming out. Good night.
Wait.
And
I have a quote that I want to leave with.
Leave it there.
Real quick. So, this comes from Carol Anderson's White Rage, The Unspoken Truth of Our Racial Divide. The trigger of white rage inevitably is Black advancement. It is not the mere presence of Black people that is the problem. Rather, it is Blackness with ambition, with drive, with purpose, with aspirations, and with demands for full and equal citizenship. It is Blackness that refuses to accept subjugation, to give up. a formidable array of policy assaults and legal contortions, has consistently punished Black resilience and Black resolve. I think I read that before, but I just wanted to read it again because it just is so poignant. So that's all I have to, that is the quote I wanted to leave you with.
And that's crazy. Why would anything? We just want to be happy. We just want to be free. What's wrong with that? Well, as I was saying before, she Kanye Wested me. That is our time. Thank y'all for coming out. Good night. And, well, this is in the morning. Have a good day. Be safe. Drink your alkaline water.
You are now listening to the Jamil Harley Morning Show.